Huxtables! I'm here to talk to you today about the pros of sew-ins. So this is part 3 of my sew-in series. I just wanted to mention, I forgot to say in the last video, for another part of my how-tos, I forgot to talk about washing and conditioning. So I just wanted to start this video by talking about that because I know I'll probably get questions. So when I was wearing my sew-ins, and for all my girls out there that wear sew-ins, you know, the worst part is waiting for your braids to dry. A lot of times you hear the horror stories of like a mildew scent or the hair starting to get too damp or develop just mildew, which never really happened to me, but it starts to smell bad, or waiting for the braids to dry can just be super obnoxious. So I really did not wash my whole head, including my braids, all that often. But I really believe in what worked for me, like the natural oils that my hair produced in addition to the oils that I would apply just did wonders for my hair in terms of hair health and hair growth. So it wasn't a problem for me. I didn't have to wash my hair that often, and I didn't suffer from dandruff or like other just imbalances or whatnot. So I probably washed all of my hair, including my braids, once a month. And that's all that I really had to do to upkeep it. Now, some people make concoctions with like tea tree and peppermint oil to help refresh their scalp in between workouts or keep it fresh. I could make a little regimen for you, or you can message me if that's something that you're interested in, but I really only had to wash my whole head once a month. And then the hair itself, maybe every 2 weeks I would wash the horseshoe that I left out and the sides, and then the hair itself if I wanted to change the style or it started to look greasy or just not look ideal. But for me, it was really about oiling my scalp, letting the natural oil seep into my hair, and the washing process I really didn't go too hard with, because like I said, it was annoying for waiting for the braids to dry. And I did actually invest in a sit under blow dryer from Walmart. I think it was no more than $30, but it's a great investment in general if you want to do hot oil treatments at home, or do a hair mask and let the heat and steam create. So I would sit under the hooded blow dryer and let my braids dry on occasions when I did wash my whole head. So just wanted to put that out there because I know people are probably going to ask me. So this video, I wanted to offer you guys 5 pros or positive things that I think come from using sew-ins. So number 1, it definitely serves as a protective style. For me, having my hair in braids was just great. I was able to almost, every 2 months when I would get it taken out, see a good amount of new growth and know that I had that length and that I was working to retain that as well as the rest of my hair. So a lot of times people complain or say, oh, my hair doesn't grow, my hair doesn't grow. But when you get a sew-in, you literally can see, because you know initially when the braid was here, when it comes time to take the sew-in out and the braid, whether it's here, whatever, you know that that is your new growth, and you're working to retain and hold on to that new growth as well as the rest of your hair, because you haven't been manipulating it or damaging it or applying heat. It's been in braids and hopefully moisturized and conditioned and protected, so you're able to better see your hair. And after wearing sew-ins for, let's say, 6 months, you're able to see that you are retaining length. So once again, it's about length retention and a focus and an understanding of that, rather than my hair isn't growing or my hair isn't getting longer. It's that after you remove your hair from that 6-month period, you're then able to see like, oh wow, I am retaining length and my hair is longer. And that's really important too, because some people, and I know I get messages about this all the time, and I'm a victim to this as well, I don't sell miracles, I don't sell dreams, other than in my empowerment videos, but you're not going to wake up next week and your hair is down your back. And so if you're a person that's really impatient or just obsesses over it or gets really easily discouraged about the fact that you're not seeing immediate results or immediate gratification, that's another great aspect of sew-ins, because you're able to rock whatever style it is that you want in the moment and have that immediate gratification. And as long as you're maintaining and managing your real hair, eventually, over time, you will get to that goal. But you're not fixating on it every day, like waking up, like, is it longer, is it longer? You're able to just chill, rock your sew-ins, and then 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, as the months pass and build up, when you take the hair out, you're really able to see the results in that moment. And I think that can be very affirming for some people. Like, I've watched people's YouTube videos and watched them wear sew-ins and then take their hair out, and they're so happy that their hair has grown, but they've been able to retain length, and by not kind of being so hard on themselves or looking at it every single day, when it comes up to that 8-month mark, let's say, they're able to say like, oh, my hair is longer. The last time I took my sew-in out, it was here, and now I do see a significant difference in terms of the growth. So even for me, that was really important. I just obsessed and was way too fixated on my hair. And so for those of you that are uncomfortable with your hair length or are just like impatient, I think it's a great way, whether you choose to do braids, Senegalese twists, whatever, protective buns, it's a great way to not focus on your hair or look at it every day. You can just rock the style and enjoy it. And then as the months pass and you take your hair out in between installs, you're able to say like, oh wow, it is growing, or I'm seeing significant changes in my length. And I think that can kind of help deal with the impatience tendency that we oftentimes have. Number 2, I think a great positive of sew-ins is that you're able to oil your natural scalp, and your natural scalp oils are able to easily make it down to the braid and the hair itself. So I showed in the how video, I don't know where I put it, oh, my hair dropper, like how I recommended, this one broke, but using a hair dropper to apply oils, it's really, really great because you can put the oils on your scalp and then kind of massage the braids or massage your scalp and the hair, and you don't have to worry about your hair necessarily getting greasy or putting hair on your, it's just nice and neat. Like having the hair in braids just for me was such a relief. Like I was able to go to the gym a lot more, I was able to work out, and I do now, but it just gives you a certain sense of freedom. Like you don't have to worry about or care about certain things. You can kind of just apply those oils in there, massage the scalp, work out, have fun, and you know your hair will kind of be intact and requires a lot less maintenance. So I think it's a great way to oil and condition your scalp and the braids and your hair without having to worry about constant manipulation or then applying heat or other things that are damaging and can perhaps break the hair. So for number 3, and I kind of talked about it earlier, it definitely is immediate gratification. For those of you that want 24-inch hair tomorrow, it definitely can help with the impatience of having to wait. So being able to get it, buy whatever tracks you want, however, whatever colors you want, whatever lengths you want, whatever textures you want, and sew them in, definitely gives you that immediate gratification, which allows for you to kind of be more patient and be more less harsh on your hair as you wait. And as I said in another video, a lot of times, sometimes we're just over our hair. We feel like we're dedicating way too much energy to it. And maybe you are. Maybe you're taking away from your fitness. You're taking away from doing other things because you're focused so much on your hair. And sometimes sew-ins can grant you that break, which can allow you to focus on the other things that you want to focus on. And then you can come back to the hair later when you've kind of regrouped. Or even it's great to get a sew-in and do your research. Watch more YouTube videos, read more books about hair care, start to learn more about the ways to take care of your hair. And then once you remove the sew-in, you're better equipped to care for your natural hair. You're better equipped to learn how to deal with it on a day-to-day basis. Because I wore sew-ins for a little over 2 years, and honestly when I took my sew-ins out, I had completely forgotten how to do my hair. I'll talk about that in the cons video, but I literally had to relearn how to do my hair because I was just so used to the sew-ins, and it was once again relearning process. So it can be really, really nice in terms of having to not deal with the impatience of length checking every day or obsessing over your hair not growing as fast as you want. So for number 4 and 5, I guess I wanted to talk about the fact that sew-ins, protective styles in general, they give you just a certain level of freedom. Like if you want to experiment with color, you can do you can get extensions any type of way. But the cool thing about it, like let's say you wanted to do ombre or something, but you're not wanting to dye your real hair anymore. Well, you can dye the ends of the weave and have your hair on top, and you haven't done any damage or anything to your hair. If you want to work out, if you want to swim, if you want to sweat every day at Bikram yoga or something, like you can do whatever lifestyle choices you want to do and still be able to have that style or whatever style that you're going through without damaging your real hair. So that's why I think they're just a great alternative, or they helped a lot for me. And I think when I started my sew-ins from the time that I stopped, I just got I was able to retain so much length, and that got me to a point probably around here when I stopped getting them, that I was at a length where I was like, okay, now I'm going to learn how to once again relearn how to do my hair and how to retain this length and continue to have it grow. But it was at the length that I wanted and had desired, and it's just really, really cool. It's really, really interesting as the hair grows out, being able to see every month, like visually, I know that I have this much new growth because that's how far the braid has gone out. So it's like if you got a sew-in in September and it comes time in November to take it out, like you can literally see how much new growth from the braid. And I love that. I wish that I had better documented and taken pictures when I was getting sew-ins to show, because when I write my book, I'll have to find people to take pictures of, because it really is empowering. And it's cool because a lot of times people are just like, my hair doesn't grow, it doesn't grow. And if that was the case, you could get a sew-in and it will last forever because your hair is never growing out. And a lot of times people feel inconvenience or like, oh, make my braids tight, or I gotta go back in there to get my braids redone. But that's good. That's your new growth. That means that your hair is growing and it's pushing out whatever you had done initially, because the new growth is coming in. So don't be discouraged by that. Don't feel inconvenienced by that. I know it means you probably have to get your hair redone, or it's starting to look a little ragged, because once the braids start to slip down it can look a little funky, but that's great. And if you have to kind of play around with like putting your hair over the top of the tracks, oh, another tip, that's what I used to do too. When my hair started growing out a lot and then the braids would be like way down here, what I would do is take my real hair and I would tend to like twist it over the top of the braids and put a clip, or I just came up with like different creative ways or styles to kind of just make it work, because I knew that I was on a mission to reach my hair goals and retain length. So it wasn't so much about like my hair or the sew-in always looking perfect or having my braids super tight and knowing that my hair was going to break off just because I wanted it to not look lumpy or whatever. It was more about a dedication to retaining length and getting my hair goals than about rocking like really great sew-ins or incredible sew-ins. I do think eventually the people that I found to do my hair, they did a great job and they most of the time look natural. Most people would approach me and ask if I had a sew-in or it was my real hair, which I kind of consider at least a compliment, because at least they're not like, oh, I know that's a weave. They thought that it was real. But I'm always honest and I tell people if I have a sew-in. But that kind of helps a lot, having the mentality that I'm using this to help my real hair to grow and to help me along on my journey, not that I'm going to do things or do styles that are going to sacrifice or cause my hair to break off. So those are all the positives that I have for sew-ins. I'm not sure that perfectly made 5, but my sister also, she lives in Chicago, so hopefully soon I'll be able to get her on a video, but she kind of did a similar journey where she wore sew-ins. I'm not sure if it was less than or more than 2 years, but she just stopped wearing them and her hair made it from, I mean, she had a low cut at one point and now her hair is also at armpit length. So I'm just a firm believer in them in terms of getting you to a length that you're comfortable with and then going from there. So yeah, that's my opinion, my pros, and I'm going to do a cons video as well. So if you want to get the full picture, please watch that one as well, because I just felt that it was more responsible. For every positive thing I can say, I've definitely seen negatives or things not done properly and it turning out badly. And I just wanted to make a little plug as well. From an ethical standpoint, I just feel like I know a lot of people admire my hair and that my hair is an inspiration to them, and I do not take that lightly. And so I try to, if it's a hair like suggestion or remedy or something that I've done, I do try to paint a holistic picture in terms of ways that it might not work for you or ways that it could be wrong or potential negatives, so that I don't want to sell anybody something that's unfair or unrealistic and then they're disappointed or they're not able to reach their hair goals as well. Hopefully that makes sense. I just want to make sure that you guys understand that for every positive thing that I said, there might be another experience or different experience, and I want to be able to make sure that I highlight that as well so that you can get a holistic picture. So hope that makes sense. Please subscribe to stay tuned and stay updated on when I post new videos, and I've been missing you guys so much, so hopefully you find this information helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!